Our first guest is an Academy Award-nominated actor who is absolutely brilliant in the Hulu series Dopesick. Please welcome Michael Keaton. Hey, Michael.
How are you, honey? Nice to see you.
Good to see you.
It's so pretty there. Your background is gorgeous, man.
Yes, so is yours, but yours is real. Mine is fake.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I never thought.
Yeah, it looks so real.
Yeah.
Hey, it's been a while. How have you been?
I've been very good. I'm up here. I would love to be there, but I'm here doing some landscape work, which I love to do. I'm hanging out. I'm planting some. I'm trying to cut back on my water usage, like everyone should, really. And planting some cacti and some succulents, which I kind of just want to say the word succulents. So that's really why I mentioned it.
It's sexy. It's a sexy word, succulent.
It is a sexy word. I try to work it into a lot of conversations, and it makes people uncomfortable sometimes.
No, it doesn't make me uncomfortable at all. As a matter of fact, let's try to work it in for the rest of the time.
Yeah.
Listen, speaking of succulent, your ranch in Montana
there you go.
does not have succulents. I bet there are no succulents in Montana.
Interestingly enough, there are some. There are some, because technically it's not high. It's not high desert quite exactly, but it's somewhat. So when I hike up to the top, you do see some cactus up top.
They're that small? The cactus are that small?
Oh wow. No. There's some large ones, but I was shocked when I first bought it. Like in the springtime, there are wildflowers everywhere. But when I went up there, I thought it was too high of an elevation for cactus. But there are some. It was really beautiful. I'm not kidding. I really do. If I've said this a bunch of times, if I didn't do what I do for a living, I would really love to be like kind of a landscape designer or just a gardener. I just love being out, moving plants around, playing in the dirt, basically.
Well, it's good for you to do that. It actually grounds you. It's a really good thing. We just showed a bunch of pictures. Those are pictures from your place in Montana. And now I get it. I mean, because you always talk about your place in Montana. I mean, I now want to be in Montana. They look like oil paintings. It didn't even look like a photograph.
Yeah, right. That's my front yard, kind of. I know. I miss it. I miss being there. I love being there. Well, come on up, hang sometime. Of course, now everybody wants to be there. But during the pandemic, it got really, I mean, everybody kind of found it. But it's great. I've had a couple of holidays there. This year we were down in LA, where were you?
I was in Palm Springs. I had to think, like it was 2 days ago.
A lot of succulents,
Yeah. You were so right about that. Hey, what kind of critters do you have in your backyard or front yard in Montana? Do you have bear and stuff like that?
Yeah. We have a lot. I mean, everything, my yard, there's something in my yard all the time. One evening we have a lot of bear. One evening I heard something out. I had grilled some food in the back and I heard this sound and it was distinct. I just woke up knowing what this was. So I walked out into the kitchen and looked out into the window and this close to my face was a bear. And looking at me after having devoured some garbage. And I leaped back. He was just staring right at me. I jumped back and he just kind of stood there and just kind of looked at me like totally unimpressed, just kind of stared in the window and then wandered off.
Wow, that's incredible. I would like to.
Yeah, we had a lot.
Yeah, I would like to see that.
You should come up and visit. Years ago, Sean and I, my kid and I, had been hiking back into Yellowstone. And I've been around grizzlies a few times. I mean, quite a distance off, but that's a whole other thing when you're around a grizzly bear.
Yeah, see, I wouldn't know the difference. I wouldn't know what the friendly bear is and what the dangerous bear is. I would be happy to see both of them, really, and probably not right.
You might want to know. You might want to know the difference.
Yeah, because I just think a bear is a bear. What's the difference between there's a black bear and a brown bear, right?
Yeah, no, brown bears, there's a type of brown bear in Alaska, but you do want to know the difference because one will probably run away and the other one will probably eat you. So you might want to know the difference.
I'll read up on it before I come to visit you. Hey, before we go, we have to go to break, and I want to talk about Dopesick. But before we go, one of your co-stars, Peter Sarsgaard, was here, and he did the best impression of you. Because I was like, when I heard he did an impression of you, I was like, what, how do you do Michael Keaton? And he nailed it. Let's, I want to show the audience.
In and around Pittsburgh, around there, grew up around there. So, you know, a lot of people, it's like hour and a half,
Yeah.
something like that. This area, which, you know, and I know these people. For me, it's 15 minutes. 15 minutes, Pittsburgh, West Virginia. You know, the listening, it's super intense. But he's agreeing with you. But you're not sure the whole time.
So it's just...
You know, it's the oddest thing because I don't, you know, one doesn't know really, at least I don't, what you look like to other people. And sometimes, I guess I get this, like he said, I get this look where I'm really thinking about things. Let me just put it this way. This is what I hear a lot from people in life. What's the matter? And I'm thinking, nothing. But apparently I get a real intense look on my face when I'm thinking about things.
It's hilarious because you do. It's just like the middle of sentences. There's no beginning, there's no end. It's just the middle, just a few words right in the middle. You know, Pittsburgh,
Well,
about 15
I
minutes.
apologize.
Hey, we're going to take a break. We're going to come back and we're going to talk about Dopesick. That's Michael Keaton. That is a clip from Dopesick. Michael, I hope you got my message. I texted you. Your assistant said she was going to get it to you. You're brilliant in this.
Thank you very much. I did get it. It was awfully nice of you. Thank you.
Yeah. Tell everybody, for anyone who has not seen the show, and everyone should see the show for many reasons, but tell everyone what it's about.
Well, I will. And since you're saying that, you know, this is your last season, and this will probably be the last time we'll do your show. So, you know, you've done so many things and helped so many people by bringing up issues and talking about things. It's really been great, and good for you for doing all of that.
Thanks, Michael.
So it's a series it's a limited series, 8 episodes, based on the book Dopesick by Beth Macy, written by Beth Macy, and about the opioid crisis and Purdue Pharma and the Sackler family, who owned the company that basically pushed and almost celebrated OxyContin, and there's just been I'm being a little careful here because there's a court case that's I think still ongoing. Most of it I think has been settled, but it deals with. I'd prefer to actually take this time to speak about, you know, the people and the rate of addiction, and as opposed to, you know, going after the family. Enough's been said about that. Well, maybe enough hasn't been said about them. We'll find out. But it's basically how the country, and now actually it's worldwide, I think, has become addicted to OxyContin, and how it was marketed in America. And specifically in Dopesick, we kind of focus on Appalachia, you know, West Virginia, mostly that region. That's just where it happens in the series, but it really is, you know, a much broader area. You know, it's horrific in the rural areas, but it's also bad in the urban areas as well. So I play a doctor who's an amalgamation of a lot of characters from Beth Macy's book, who Danny Strong, the showrunner, kind of created. And one thing I'm pretty proud of is how we dealt with the people who have become addicted to OxyContin and painkillers, and then how that leads to other forms of addiction, and still maintain a way to show respect to these people and not make them look like the Sacklers tended to want, how they wanted to portray them. We went out of our way to show real respect for these folks, you know, who they're just hardworking people who through in the series, it starts with some miners who have become injured and then they're prescribed medication, which turns out to be OxyContin. And then it leads to an addiction and then the promotion of this product over and over and over again. And, you know, it's an issue. It's become, unfortunately, like when people talk about cancer, it's now almost everyone has known someone or is associated with someone who's either addicted or a victim of, or it's affected their life somewhat, somehow, because some member of a family or someone else has become addicted.
Yeah,
that's what it's about.
It's fantastic, and the cast is amazing. And we had Caitlin on the other day. We had Peter on, and you're brilliant. And it's called Dopesick. I highly recommend it. It's on Hulu right now. Thank you so much, Michael. We'll be back.
Thanks. Good to be here.